So we're going to start in standing at the front of your mat, hands in prayer. Let it be a little bit away from the chest and pressing your palms against one another so that you're activating the release of the rhomboids, which are right here between the shoulder blades. So as you press together, that releases, it engages the pectoralis muscles here, releasing the back of the shoulder blades, giving you space to drop down. Draw that belly button back and up. Take a nice deep breath in, soften in the knees. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, and again. And feel the body begin to land on the mat. The feet are connecting into the mat. The breath becomes circular, lengthening through the crown. And allow the pressure of the hands towards one another to be what holds the arms out and away. So this is an active standing pose. We're focusing in on our breath. We're lengthening through the crown, engaging that core center of the body. So I'm finding that as we move through this time of change and that it's important that we in our own body are feeling supported in our center. It's very easy to let go of that core and just kind of fall into whatever's happening. But if we embrace the idea of supporting our own self as we move through this time called life, that we can step confidently forward and continue with the breath. I'm going to grow quiet for 5 more breaths, so count them out slowly. Inhaling is 1. And last one, deep inhale in, exhale out. And begin by dropping the arms down, circling them around. We're only going to do the arms. So embrace that breath and embrace the exhale. So inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down. 3 more. Inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down, bringing those hands behind you, clasping the left hand over the right hand, and draw that shoulder behind you. And then you can give a little bit of a side lean and then stand back tall. So as you lean into it and then come back tall, engaging that center of the body, drawing the belly button back, lifting up, tailbone down, pelvic floor in. You'll feel the release begin to happen in the neck and the scalings between the ear and the shoulders. Across the front of the shoulder. 2 more breaths. And release it out, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling the arms up, exhaling down, inhaling the arms up, exhaling down, this time grasping the left wrist with the right hand. Draw that whole body over, giving just a little bit of lateral movement here in the body. And then standing back tall, bringing that head back up, dropping the shoulders down, but drawing the arm across your back. Notice at what point does the core let go in your body. I get to thinking about releasing my arms, oftentimes I let go of my center. And this is when loss of balance occurs. It's when we lose that center being. And release that arm, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down. This time we're going to add to it, inhaling up, exhaling, swan dive forward, all the way down. Oh, here are my blocks. The floor must know I can't reach it. Inhaling halfway up, exhaling down, reverse swan dive. We're going to do 4 more of these. So I'm going to go quiet. This is 4. Two more. Remembering the halfway up point. Lengthening through the crown. And last one, all the way through. Hands down center line here, pressing the palms together. Feeling the shoulder blades come apart. Engage that pelvic floor, that belly button, the spine, lifting up, drop that tailbone down. Feel the lengthening through the crown, and we're going to begin again, and we're going to move with it this time. Inhaling, arms circling up. Exhaling, swan dive down. Inhaling, halfway up. Exhaling, stepping the left foot back, all the way back into high lunge. Drop that knee down into low lunge and sink forward. All the way forward. Remembering that as we're in low lunge, that you can also bring the blocks in if the floor seems far away. Really lengthen into it. Now, low lunge is the one place where you're actually okay to let your knee past your ankle. And then sink all the way back, straightening that front leg. Doing this slowly, breathing into it. Today I can't even straighten my front leg, so I'm going to just really be okay with that. But I'm going to work at squaring off my hips. The work comes in the core, in the center of the body, to square the hips. 2 more breaths. And then sink back forward into low lunge, sink in. 4 breaths here. Last one. And sinking straight back, opening up that body in its own time. Mine's on slow time this morning. Allow that to be okay. It's okay if there's a bend in your knee. This is really opening through the hamstrings, and my hamstrings are really tight. Thank you very much for the snow shoveling. I should have done yoga after shoveling snow rather than waiting until the next day. Breathe into it. Here we go. Inhaling, back forward. Curl that toe under, lift up into high lunge. So here you are in high lunge. Now in high lunge, it's important that your knee is directly over your ankle or slightly behind it. Sinking down, letting that knee travel to the little toe. Lengthening through the crown. 2 more breaths. Feel that belly button support from the center. Square off your hips by drawing your knees together. Last breath. And step that foot in to meet the right foot. Exhaling all the way down. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down. Inhaling reverse swan dive. Exhaling those hands down center line. Press those palms together. Feel the release between the shoulder blades. Nice deep breath. Inhale, drop the hands down, circle them around. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhaling, halfway up. Exhaling, hands to the floor, stepping back into high lunge, lowering that knee down into low lunge. If you're on your blocks, just be mindful that as you move from standing to being on the floor, that the blocks are always not stable. So it's good to use the floor. So sinking into that front knee, breathing into it. Work to draw those knees together. That will square off the pelvis. Lengthen through the crown. Breathing into it. And then sinking back. Straightening that front leg. Notice where the restriction is. Just notice. It's okay that it's there. And for those of you who are super stretchy, you might sit all the way back and lay your head on your knee. So I just imagine that that's what I'm doing. It may or may not be what I'm doing, but it's in my mind that's what I'm doing. So what we think about, we bring about. Think about what you want versus maybe what you want to avoid. If something comes into your mind that of what you want to avoid, cancel, and think about what it is you want it to be. Because it first happens in the mind, sinking back forward before it ever manifests into reality. Keep breathing. And now we're going to move with this. We're going to inhale and then exhale straight back, lengthening through that leg. Inhaling forward. Exhaling, sinking down. Inhaling, starting back. Exhaling, sinking all the way into it. Inhaling, coming back forward, curling those toes under, lifting up into high lunge. Sinking into high lunge here. Let that knee travel to the little toe. Breathe into it. Feel those hips square off. Feel that belly button go to the spine. Lengthen long through your crown. Nicely done. On the next inhale, step your foot forward. You can do it in 1 or 5. Coming back into standing forward fold. Make sure your feet are parallel here, side by side, under your hips, dropping all the way down into forward fold. Let that head hang. Shake it no. Shake it yes. Give a good tip in the chin. Feel that back. Release all the way to the heels. Sink back into your heels. Sink back. Lift through the tail. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhaling those hands down center line. Palms together. Take a deep breath. This is kind of like a resting pose. Standing, resting. 2 more breaths. Release it down. Turn and step the long way on your mat, opening those feet into a wide angle. We're going to turn this side open. So for me, it's my left hand. For you, it might be the right hand. Inhaling those hands up, hinging at the hips, and then tipping right into triangle. There it is. Find your balance in triangle. So if you have to find a point to look at it. Now, from triangle, feel that tailbone soften down to the floor. Belly button back, lifting up, slight lift in the pelvic floor, and then sinking. Breathing into it. You can look down at the floor, straight ahead, up at your hand. It doesn't matter. Just pick one and drop in. We're going to be here for 1 minute, so find your breath. This is a great place to bring 3-part breath in and begin to count the breath. I find in my body, 1 minute is usually between 5 and 10 breaths. depending upon how slow my inhale and how slow my exhale is. Staying with it, we're halfway there. So how many breaths you have that many more. Here we go, one more. All the way out, inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, hands out, drop them down. Turn your feet both facing forward. Take a minute here, hands on your hips, and let's just do some circles, wide-angled circles. Notice, how do the legs feel different, one side to the other? How do they feel similar? Do the feet anchor differently into the earth? It's just interesting to be aware of that, to just notice. And really get that pelvis moving within the body, at the base of the spine. We want that to be loose and open. And then come right here to center and pause. Spin that other foot open, whichever one you didn't have open, spin that one open now. Inhaling those hands up, sliding across the body and tipping right in to triangle of the other side. There it is. Find your point. So I look down at the floor on one side, so I'm going to continue to look down at the floor on the other side, because that way my head is having the opportunity to work both directions. Triangle is a bit of a twist as well as a lateral opener. Feel that spine, lengthen through the crown, lengthen through the tail. Bring that belly button back, lift it up, find your breath. What about the pelvic floor? Let's just do a slight lift and see if you can let go of the hips now. What can you let go of and maintain this and still feel supported? Halfway there. One more breath. Inhaling, lifting up, tipping out of it. Hands come to center, dropping down. Circle it. Go the opposite way. Go to the left first. The last time I went to the right first, so this time I'm going to the left first. Big circle. So I feel this not only in my pelvis, but I feel it in my femurs, which is my tops of my legs. Feel it in my lower legs and my ankles, in my neck and my shoulders. You can bring the shoulders into it and reverse it. You can bring the neck into it. It's amazing what moves when I begin to move. Breathing into it. One more circle. Coming back to center. Standing up tall. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale, straight forward. Now, when you reach the point where you can't go any farther forward, hands come to the floor. If you can't reach the floor, use a block. Trust that you are supported. Lift up through the tail. Spin those knees open. Lengthen through the head. Grow long. Now, from this posture right here, sink back in the heels. You still want your feet connected to the mat all the way, but the weight is shifting back. And where you're going to feel this is in your hamstrings, the back of your knees, through your calf muscles. Breathe into it. Find your breath. 2 more. And last one. Walk your hands forward, letting your feet come back to full weight, evenly distributed. Hands come underneath your shoulders. So it's almost like a standing tabletop. We're going to drop down into cow, exhale up into cat. Now, you're going to find in this standing posture, wide angle, your cows are not going to be as deep as if you're on the floor. So be mindful of that. No forcing. Allow the body to open in its own time. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Let's say I did that backwards. Exhaling into cat. Inhaling into cow. Sometimes it comes in backwards. There you go. Exhaling into cat. Tuck that chin. Tuck that tail. Arch it up. Inhaling. Spine goes forward. Last one. Walk those hands back to center. Hands on knees, coming up. Hands on waist. Spinning that first foot open again. Heading back into triangle. This time we're going to hold it a little bit longer. So knowing that at any time, if you need to come out of it, you can. Exhale. Lengthen. And then tip into triangle. Find your breath. Find your spot that you're going to look at. If you've gone too low, come out of it. Find the point, the yummy, sweet spot where this posture holds you. It's not about you holding the posture, but it's the energy of the posture itself holding you up. It's the physics of the posture, effortless. The angle of the body, spinning the knees open, tailbones sliding towards the floor, lengthening through the crown. Arms stacked on top of each other. Belly button to the spine. Breathing into it. Find your breath. Count it out. Slow it down. Three more. Two more. Last one. Now we're going to count it up for 5. So don't come out of this. Stay in it. Just know where you are. Three more. This is 3. 4. And 5, lift it up. Good job. You might feel this tomorrow when you do. Send me love and light. You might feel it now. Exhaling your hands down. Spin those feet around. We're not going to circle yet. We're going to go right into the other side. So open those hands up. Remembering that anytime you can come out of it. You can come out of it and take a break. You can drop your hand behind you. But theoretically, the energy of the posture will hold you. It will keep you up effortlessly. Find your breath. Find your drishti. Lock in on it. Let this be a posture of everything. Twisting open, lateral side move, forward fold, balance. Find your breath. Notice what your core is doing. Notice how when you engage your core and you strengthen that, the spine lengthens all on its own. Let's count it down. 3 breaths. 2. And 1. Stay here. And count up for 5. Here we go. You can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last breath all the way through. You can do it. And inhale, rising up. Hands come to your hips. Spin those feet forward. Circle one way. Doesn't matter. I went right this time. Just so you know, whatever direction you went, and we've just got a little bit of a mind of which direction do we go to first? I have a tendency to go to my right side first, which is my linear side. Reverse it, go to the left. So whenever I do the opposite side, it challenges my right-left brain. It challenges the synapses in the brain to work differently. That's why it's really a great exercise to practice writing with your opposite hand, your non-dominant hand. And just notice, don't think about what you're writing, just start writing with that hand. We're so busy, the thinking mind is so busy concentrating on that it gives spirit a space to come through and get down on paper what it has to say. Standing up tall, nice and tall, inhaling those hands out, 5-pointed star, here it is. Breathe into it. Finding that this actual posture is effortless, being held from the ground up, spinning those knees open, tailbone sliding down, belly button back and up, lengthening through our crown, slight lift, smile, 5-pointed star, shiny star. Exhaling the hands down, walk those feet together. You can jump them together. I'm not jumping today. I'm gonna just walk together. Coming back into mountain pose, finding your mountain pose. Now that our legs are open and ready to go, we're gonna pour in, starting with the left leg, pour into your left foot. For those of you at home, it might be opposite of me. So that's okay. Open your leg up, foot below the knee or above the knee, but not on the knee. Check that center support. Hands come up. If you have the space. I'm a Christmas tree today, my hands are down. So breathe into it. Find your breath. Nicely done. Exhaling, arms come down, stepping out of it. Open that leg up. Give yourself any movement that you might need. Little meditation and motion after balance always comes in for me. Never looks the same as if I'm on the floor. Looks like I'm wiggling around like a little kid. And then coming back to mountain, palms facing forward, growing long in the crown, pouring back into that other foot, which would be the right foot. And then release that left foot up into tree. And you're always welcome to lift that foot higher into the groin if you want. For me, it's challenge enough just to balance, let alone worry about where my foot is. That's just today. Tomorrow will be different. Always different. If you fall out of it, that's okay. You can let that be what it is. You can also let your toe balance on the floor, giving your body the sensation of being in tree, but the support of having the other foot on the ground too. Sometimes we need that. And then if you have the space to bring it up. Yeah, not happening today. So, okay, breathe into it. Breathe into what is. Hands can come up if you want. Mine are just staying down today. It's where my body is. Exhaling, stepping out of tree. Wiggle around what needs to happen in your body to feel the balance come back in. Sometimes for me it's circles, sometimes it's walking around. And then find your way back to the front of the mat. Coming onto the front of the mat. Inhaling the hands up. Exhaling, swan dive forward. Inhaling, halfway up. Exhaling, stepping the left foot back right where we started. High lunge. Okay. If you have blocks and you want to use them, you can bring them in. If not, be mindful of how you're squaring off your hips. Bring your left hand in to meet your right foot. Engage that core and spin open into twist. There it is, twist into it. Nice and gentle. Find your breath. Lengthen through the crown. Twist the head to look to that arm. Breathing into it. 5 more breaths. Count them out to yourself. I'm going to grow quiet, but I will be here. Inhale, exhale, hand comes down. Sinking down into high lunge, stepping back, lengthening through that front leg, sinking into lunge, lengthening back versus stepping, sorry about that. Exhaling forward, inhaling back, and exhaling, stepping that left foot forward. Might have to do more than one step. Getting stronger, one step is almost there. Exhaling all the way down. Inhaling, rising back up. Hands to the heart, exhaling. Press those palms together, check in with the shoulders. Nice deep breath. Exhaling the hands down, circling them around. Swan dive forward. Hands come to either side of your feet, stepping back into high lunge, inviting those blocks in. So left foot's forward, right foot is back. Bring that block in or that hand in next to the left foot, so right hand is in. Engage that core, inhaling, opening up into twist. Find your breath. Five more, you can do it. Count them out. And last one, inhale it up, exhale it back down, coming into high lunge, exhaling back, stretching that foot back, inhaling forward, exhaling back, inhaling forward, exhaling back, inhaling forward, exhaling back. Come off your blocks. So if you're on blocks, move them out of the way and step that left foot back to meet the right foot in downward dog. So here we are in dog. We've already stretched out our hamstrings, so heels to the floor, lifting through the tail. Find your breath. Count out slowly. 5 more. I'm going to grow quiet. Starting with 5. And the last one. Inhale, exhale. Slide straight forward into plank, straight forward, lower yourself down, all the way down onto the floor, coming down onto the floor, lengthening through the right foot, through the left foot, hands come underneath your shoulders, tuck them in. Actually, I want to change that. I want to bring the elbows underneath the shoulders and come into Sphinx. Let's start in Sphinx today. So, lengthen through that right foot, lengthen through the left foot. Bring that belly button up to the spine, lift it up, shoulders roll them down and back and grow long in your crown. Let this be a nice heart opener. So if there's a collapse in the shoulders, it looks like this. So the way you uncollapse is you grow long in the crown coming up out of that. So your elbows are anchoring into the mat, directly under your shoulders. Pubic bone is pressing into the floor as the belly button draws back to the spine, lifts up to the heart. And as you're lifting up, feel that tailbone begin to grow long, like it's going to touch the back of your heels. That is a full core movement right there. So you can really imagine that I'm coming by and you're still breathing. And I'm just placing my hand right across your sacrum, encouraging that tailbone to float down. Remembering to keep drawing up through the crown, no losing it into the shoulders, breathing into it. 2 more breaths. And last one, lower down slowly, 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 all the way down. Stack your hands, turn your head to one side. Take a break. Let everything soften to the floor. Just feel yourself let completely go. What's one thing in your mind that you can, while laying here on your mat, completely just let it slide off the mat, onto the floor, through the floor, into Mother Earth. Mother Earth will hold it and you no longer have to. What's one thing that you've been carrying that is really no longer your responsibility? Or maybe never was your responsibility. We are all very good at picking things up for other people and carrying them around. Rather than trusting that they can carry their own path, that they can manage their own direction. On the next inhale, lift those heels up and then begin to rock them side to side. Do just a slight lift in the belly button to support that low back. This is actually a twist. It's a twist of the lower spine. And it feels super delicious after a back bend. Breathing into it. Finding your rhythm. This is called windshield wiper, so windshield wiper it out. Find your own rhythm. It can be fast, it can be slow. Just find a rhythm. Nicely done. And then lengthen through the left leg, lengthen through the right leg. My mat is walking all over the place. And bring your hands out in front of you. And then slide those elbows back up. Again, one more time in Sphinx. Lengthen through the left foot, through the right foot. Drop out of the shoulders. So it's a natural tendency to want to clench in the hips. But see if you can let go of your glutes and lift through that belly button and slide down through the tailbone. Lengthening through the crown, dropping out of the shoulders, breathing into it. Find your breath. Now, it's a common thing that our feet want to splay open, but if we engage the muscles between our legs, they're called adductors. So it's almost like we're holding a block between our knees. So those muscles can be engaged without the glutes being engaged. It's a little bit of a trick. You have to really kind of imagine it in your mind that you're holding a block between your knees, still breathing, and softening in your glutes. Those are your bottom. That's your bottom. Your butt cheeks. Let them go. No clenching. Soften your jaw. Smile. Smiling Sphinx. Lengthening long. Breathing into it. Find your breath. Open that heart. This is also effortless. The physics of the posture holding you. 2 more breaths. Last one. Full expression, lengthen up long through your crown, and then exhale, lowering down 1 vertebrae at a time. Stack your hands, turn your head the other direction. So before, if you laid on your right cheek, this time lay on your left cheek. And I mean the cheek of your face. So let it go. Let everything go. Soften all the way into the mat. Again, turning your head the opposite direction, something new might come up. What is something new that is not yours that you can let go? Let it melt right out of your body, right out of your mind. Pouring off the mat into the floor, allowing Mother Earth to gently embrace what is not yours. And it's really easy, especially if we carry something for someone else, to know that if Mother Earth has it, they're so divinely supported that no matter what we do, they're more divinely supported. It makes it easier to give it up. Lifting those heels up, begin rocking them side to side, wringing out that low back. Find your breath. Feel that belly button go to your spine. Find your rhythm here. One way then the other. Windshield wiping it out. Wiping that off. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. And then slowing those legs down. And then find your way to lying on your back. Might be as simple as rolling over. I'm going to spin around. So there's that. Wow. I walked all over the place on my mat. Rolling down on your back. Walking your right foot in and crossing your left knee over. Opening that knee wide. Giving it a little encouragement to open. And then rocking that leg side to side, just real gentle here. Little bit left of releasing through the hips. Sometimes when we do these postures, as the hips release, the sinuses will drain. It's always such a fascinating connection to me that what releases in the lower body also releases in the head and neck. My motto is, what is below, so is above. What is above, so is below. And release that leg, cross the other leg over, open it up, open that knee up. So now I have the right foot over the left knee. Breathe into it. Gently start rocking side to side. This releases those 6 deep rotator muscles in the hips in just a different way. Gently rocking. A lot of times we're not rocked as adults, we're rocked as children. But rocking is actually really, really good for the central nervous system. Calms us down. Slows us down. Takes the worry away. And release that knee into the chest. Release that knee into the chest, lengthen through the left foot. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release it out. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release it out. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release it out. One more time. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release it out. Release it all the way out. Bring that left knee in. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release it out. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release it out. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release it out. One more time. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release it out. Actually, I need one more. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release it out. Release it all the way to the floor. Open the body up. Point the fingers. Point the toes. Deep breath in. Deep, deep, deep. And let it out with a big sigh. Scooping both knees in. Both knees in. Begin rocking side to side. Rocking it out. Opening those knees wider. Yes, we're gonna head into deep how about happy baby? The other one's not coming out. So as you're ready, as you're done rocking side to side, this actually might be your posture, just rocking side to side. When you have the space, taking a hold of the outside of your feet, if you can reach them. If not, take a hold of the ankles. Today's my ankles. And then drop in. Feel it release. Let it go. If you find that you can deepen it, then you can deepen it. I'm not sure I can today. Interesting. Breathing into it. Know where to go. Nothing to do. Just breathe into the vulnerability of happy baby. Five more breaths. You can do it. And last one, release it out. Release those feet out. Gently rock those knees side to side. Massaging out that low back. Feeling everything shift and move into the places that it needs to go. And then as you're rocking side to side, ask yourself, oh great wise self, do I need a blanket today? Do I need a bridge today? Perhaps I need another downward facing dog. Whatever it is that your body's calling in, find it, follow it, honor it. And then as you're ready, find yourself coming into the final posture of the day, the final active posture of Shavasana. Feeling yourself completely soften to the floor. Letting go. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Just softening in. And as I grow quiet, know that this posture of Shavasana is equally or more important than all of the postures put together. Complete and total surrender. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Let this journey be a slow journey back. Invite movement into your wrist and your ankle. Walk your feet into standing, and then drop your knees to the right side of your body. Using your arm as a pillow, take a moment to just rest here. Feeling what it feels like to come from completely relaxed in that world of nowhereness, back into today, into consciousness as we know it. And as you're ready, pressing up, coming into seated on my crooked mat, because it walks a foot away. Coming up you're on your blanket, into seated position, easy pose. And take a minute to just see what it feels like to anchor down into your sit bones. Nice deep breath in. And we're going to end today with 3 ums. So hands to your heart. Deep breath in. Exhale all the way. Deep breath into Om. Om. May the peace within me find the peace within you. Namaste.